is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. These guys are back in the building. Joique Bell in the house. DMac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. Fish in the bowl. Art was here. He was going to be here, but then he called in and said, hey, the Lions 10-7 limo blew a tire. I'm going to be late. I got to change the tire.
Listen, if he goes up with the limo, he's still got to get the tattoo to his grave. I don't care. It's just self-sabotaging the limo doesn't matter.
Actually, I take that back. I was fibbing, as my grandma used to say. I was fibbing. Art has come full circle, and he knows the 10-7 limo can't be. Fish is still all in.
Yeah, I'm disappointed about him. I'm disappointed.
Non-committal, Fish.
It's
Non-committal.
0-2.
That's what I love about you,
0-6, then I'll say, okay, fair play. You know, he has to get the tattoo, but they're 0-2.
Yes, they are.
And
Fish.
we have seen statistically 0-2 teams. It's rare, but it happens where 0-2 teams do go to the playoffs. There are stats.
Okay, Fish,
you can look
stop.
It up.
Wayne Fonts. Wayne Fonts did it all the time.
There are stats. 0-2 teams can't go to the wild card, divisional game, conference game. Then boom, look where they are. LA in 2022 February.
All right.
How cool would it be to watch through Fish's glasses?
I know it. But welcome back, boys. Joique, what was popping, man?
You know what, man? It was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. Went down to first went to my son's game Friday. They won. They beat Kalamazoo Central. They won.
They rolling, huh?
Oh, they rolling. Son, and then ended up leaving Saturday, flew out to L.A., went to a friend's birthday party for his 50th. OG, shout out to my boy Harry in Kai. And then shot back down here on Sunday and did a walk through one of our properties back on the west side of the state, and then flew back here last night. So it was a good weekend, productive.
Yeah,
very productive.
Man,
I was able to catch the game when I got back. So
businessman, you're about business, man.
Wow, busy.
Yeah.
Jet setting. Got some Ric Flair going on over there. Woo, limousine driving. At least Joyce is blowing up.
Do you know that saying, though? How does it go again?
It's I'm the 5-time limousine driving, jet flying, gator wearing. Yeah, like I know it. I don't know it word for word. I know I'm not Ric Flair.
Woo.
DMac?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. There's a limo, there's a plane.
Yeah.
There's
limousine ride.
There's a lot there.
Jet flying. Kiss stealing. Wheeling dealing. Son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time keeping these gators down.
Oh, see? Neal.
I'm having a hard time keeping these gators down.
Neal knows. Neal knows some things. He knows some things.
More than I let on.
He's
More
got
than
it.
I let on.
Man, and I used to know and I forgot it.
What you got, Fish?
Are you happy the Lions lost because you get to hear this now?
It is officially. You know what, though? Hey, big shout out to everybody yesterday. My Twitter stream and direct messages blew up with links to download that for my ringtone. So appreciate y'all. I haven't installed it yet, but I'm finsta.
Did anybody else enjoy, because I laughed out loud, but when Mr. The Golden Rule chimed in about the uniforms and was like, guys, really? After Labor Day?
All white, yeah.
All whites after Labor Day?
All white.
Rosé, all white linen.
That's it. That's
they was out there feeling godly.
No, but the Lions in those all white unis, they fall yesterday to the Green Bay Packers, 35-17, and obviously we're going to break that game down. We're going to break it down. Yeah, and there was. I think I'm going to call this a both things can be true Tuesday, because there were some things that I did like. There were. I mean, there were some young players that made some plays that I liked. And look, you're not going to hold Devontae Adams down the entire game. You're just not. You're not going to hold Aaron Rodgers down the entire game. You're just not. So, I mean, and at the same time, there are a lot of question marks, which certainly we'll get into all of them here today on the show. Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, they were broadcasting the game. I checked in on that for a few minutes. It was pretty cool. Gronk was on there. They did the whole bit. They did all the bits and everything like that. But yeah, some of the play calls, everything like that. We'll revisit the picks from the weekend now that, as Chuck Brewer says, hey, the part-timers are here. As the part-timer guys are back, we'll revisit our picks over the weekend. I did wear it for the nation yesterday with my Get Right special. I got to be better. 2-1's not good enough, even though 66% is profitable. But that's not what you expect from me. You expect greatness, and I will be great. I'll be back on Saturday.
Scientific studies.
Yeah, absolutely.
60% of the time it
Works every time. Yeah, my picks and Sex Panther. That's what it is.
Listen, did you get into it yesterday?
Into
your game? Your Get Right special about
I did.
About we can't help if there's a whole bunch of Ebrons on that team.
Yeah,
that can't catch the
DMac,
freaking ball.
DMac, and while I put all the tweets up there on the screen because it was a trending topic on Twitter, how many passes San Jose State was dropping, because it doesn't take a lot of tweets to be trending at 3:30 a.m. in the morning.
I love your commitment, though, bro.
I'm
were
for
there
the people.
To the end. Like, I don't care.
I give everything I got to you guys. I'm like Ric Flair. We were talking about Ric Flair earlier. I'm living how I'm saying I'm living.
I'm living how I'm saying I'm living.
You know, I didn't feel Hulk Hogan.
You too?
I felt Ric Flair.
There you go.
You know, that's what it is. I'm in there with you guys. I am. But, you know, did want to, obviously, we got to start with the Monday Night Football. Yeah. Well, before that, and Art, I think you have this on file. We had a station event at O'Toole's in Royal Oak yesterday. And Terry Foster, the Jose Cuervo people were in the house. And there's T. Foss and I representing for the sponsors. That's what I like to say. That was a business move on mine and Terry Foster's part. But if you're gonna watch the Lions, you know how
drunk?
You got to get right.
Or high or whatever.
You got to do what you do.
You got to do what you do.
You got to get to your level. I guess you would say.
Get to your level.
And I knew it. I knew it going in. And certainly the Lions came out. They took the ball. They went right down the field in those all-white linen uniforms.
Oh, they were so terrible.
See, I loved them.
They were ugly. What are you talking about?
They was dope.
No.
Yes, they were dope.
Well, we're going to play some football in our all-white uniforms. Like, no, they looked like 1950s like they should. I get it. But it just looked bad. They were terrible. They were terrible.
I disagree.
That comes from a person who has no style.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not wearing the Vans today.
Wait. He's wearing the second pair of jeans today. I saw.
I'm wearing the Nikes today. I got the Nikes.
The skateboarders,
too.
The
skateboarders,
okay.
Oh, hey, listen, this guy's complaining about not making any money, all the child support, and he's wearing Nikes? Come on, man.
They were $30 at the outlet store.
No, give me that. You got them on the rebuy. Sneakers, the sneaker box. You know, I know there's Saturday
Shout out to
here.
Caesar. Yeah, shout out to
Caesar. He got you on the rebuy. What'd you pay, $350? Yeah, you're unbelievable.
$30.
Don't even come to me with that wine stuff anymore.
But you guys honestly
Please
thought...
turn back on. I can smell your feet.
I know, thank you. You guys honestly thought the white uniforms were, like... Really?
I thought that they played better live than I thought that they would. Like, because when they came out of the chute, that's when you know. Like, when you know when somebody has new gear, there's a new uniform or a third jersey or something like that, right away, whether it pops, and it worked. I agree. I agree with the most fashionable guy here, Mr. Bell.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah, look, the jerseys are nice.
Now, would you? Hey, let me ask you this question: If you're a football player, right, running back, now you got to get grass stains on that thing or whatever. Like, you got to get it dirty.
Yeah, in Green Bay though. In Green Bay, I mean, they play on real grass, so you got to get some grass stains on it. But the thing I love about the all white that you can see the blood on it. You know,
yeah,
you see the blood on it. Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. That's why in wrestling death matches, all the guys keep their arms white.
You missed that part, Joey?
I missed that part. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. What's that from?
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
No one makes me bleed my own
blood. So I'll ask the people. You know what? Where should we go with this? Do we want to do the positive first? Do we want to do the negative? Like I said, there's
nothing positive about the score.
No. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this.
There's tons of positive.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this.
Not for you.
The way that they ended the last game is how they went into this game, and then the second half they went back to the first half of the first game.
I thought the same. Yeah.
That's what happened. Jared Goff came out the game blazing, taking care of the ball, making great decisions. It was a couple plays, even that touchdown pass to Quintez Cephas. I think he should have got it to him earlier because it was just a breakdown in the coverage, but it was blown coverage. But he got it there. He was able to get it there. Did a great job. The first half, second half, just totally just pooped in the bed. I mean, I didn't. I mean, that was the 2019, 2020 Jared Goff we're used to. That first half, that was playoff. That was 2017, 2018 when they went to the Super Bowl. Like, that was the Jared Goff that we need here that first half. Now, if he can play like that consistently throughout the whole year and stay within himself, like even on that 4th and 1, if I'm the coach, I don't like that play call. I'm running that's our strong suit, is running the ball.
Right.
Give the ball, and it's bad when you go into the 4th quarter and your leading rusher is the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It's 4th and 1. Put Swift in there. Run the ball. That's your strength.
I agree with everything King online. Not only would I like to see them in a black jersey, yes, but Goff, that's Goff. The inconsistency of Goff. And you had two teams there. And what I saw is the way that the Detroit Lions have to play in that first half, but it's almost too is that, the can't handle it wasn't the adversity, but it's handling prosperity more than going into at halftime with the lead. That's something that you have to learn to keep the foot down and do the things. And I think that's the inexperience and the inconsistency that they're fighting against. But you can't go if you go out and play the first half the way they did, and you saw frustration on Aaron Rodgers' face. You saw, Matt LaFleur, the coach. That's the way they had to play. Unfortunately, it's a 60-minute game. That was 30, but if we, as we've said here on Big D Energy, it's to 2 seasons. That's 34 games, right? That's 2 games in. I can look at a lot of the positives. Now, the negatives are still there, but, I agree. It's some things that have to learn, but the inconsistency of some of those play calls. You look at the other night. You look at Baltimore, right? There was no indecision from Jim Harbaugh when he says to Lamar Jackson, you want to go? And they knew exactly what they were going to do. That's a team where you said they ran it left in the guy's hand. When you see 4th and 1 here, are we going to go? Are we going to go? By the time they broke the huddle, it was 7 seconds. Bit of immaturity, but that'll put themselves in that position. I'll take it. If you're ahead at halftime in a lot of games, you'll figure out a way to win.
See, DMac, my problem was if where this game was lost to me was right there at the end of the half. When they had the football with, I think it was over a minute to go, they had all 3 timeouts. They didn't run another play till what? There was 33 seconds left on the clock. And I get where they're going with that. Like, I get what they're trying to do in that you want to have the ball last. You don't want to give Rodgers a chance. I understand that. But when you kick the field goal with the Packers getting the ball, that first half was like an arena football game, Joique, where it was just ping, 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 ping down the field. If you had the ball, you were scoring a touchdown. Because the Packers' defense is just as bad as the Lions' defense, man. They were
not quite
off. They were
close.
off. Well, you know what? I say that for a fact.
Yes.
But the second they kicked that field goal, it was, in my mind, it was over. Because things went as well as they could have went. And Rodgers was going to get the ball coming out of halftime with a chance to get a touchdown and take the lead. So, we're going to keep up this discussion. But speaking of halftime, DMac, if those people that, had the MyBookie app on their phone, if they said, hey, man, I think the Packers are going to bounce back here, they were smart people, weren't they?
Well, they really were. They really were. But I've been talking about MyBookie.ag, our studio sponsor, for a long time. But, Neal, we're going to move off of football a little bit because we got to jump back. And, the football lines will be there for next week. We can take care of that. But this Saturday, there will be blood. Head to MyBookie.ag and get in on the UFC First Blood promotion. When any fighter on the card bleeds, you win. The second you see blood, you get paid. Wow, that's a doozy. Somebody might be able to make themselves their own blood to see. Anyways, with this bet centered around 5 main card bouts, including 2 title fights, you know the octagon won't stay dry for long, so take advantage of this opportunity to make some easy money with MyBookie. I'm going to say this name right here, who's the proverbial best bleeder in all the league, Nick Diaz. He's bled in 3 of his last 4 fights. Robbie Lawler is a leaky faucet, so by the end of his 5-round match, blood will be spilled. Head to MyBookie now. Use promo code Woodward to start off with the double deposit bonus. Yes, still match bonus. 100, get 100. Bet 2, 5,000. See everything there, and that's not all. If you deposit now, you get a free entry into MyBookie's $50,000 NFL Survivor Pool. That's a double deposit bonus, free money on UFC, and a free shot at $50,000. Wow. That's what I call a winning season. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. Gambling problem, call Michigan Problem. Gambling helpline, 888-223-3044. We are Big D Energy on Woodward Sports Network and 99.1 if you're listening on the radio. We'll see you right soon. Pay some bills.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom Team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, on the YouTube channel, on the socials, on the radio, 93.5 The Roar, 99.1 FM, also 94.7 WCSX HD2. Joique Bell, DMac, Darren McCarty, myself, Neal Ruhl, here in the place. Fish is with us, Art is with us. Talking Lions, Monday Night Football, a 17-14 lead at the half, turned into a 35-17 loss. And Aaron Rodgers entered the building. Aaron Rodgers entered the chat in the second half, Joique.
He did.
Entered the season.
Yeah.
The second half, he just decided
we set him up, though. I mean, how many turnovers did we have in the second half? The first half, we had no turnovers in the first half.
Right.
And they came back out in the second half, had
3.
We dropped the snap. We fumbled. We had, it could have been 4, but he was able to jump on the ball that he slipped out his hand as he was throwing it. And then 2 picks. Come on, bro.
And we're playing him here on the YouTube channel right now.
A guy that can thread the needle like that was great defense. It's nothing.
I agree.
That was great defense. There's nothing more you can do here.
I don't even know how you see that touchdown pass to Tanya that we're showing right now. I don't even know how you see that throw's available.
You know it's available. Running back real quick. You know that throw's available when they're in cover 2 and they have split safeties back there, and you have
that little seam there.
No, you also have that seam, but you also have the backer with his back turned, so you know you can get the ball over his shoulder, but you have to throw it in between the safeties.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Joique, because theoretically, when you throw that pass, either your guy's going to catch it or nobody's going to catch it.
Right.
Right, you throw it to a spot. That goes to show how good some of these quarterbacks are.
I mean, for him to make that pass, to thread the needle like that, over the shoulder, right into the basket.
Yeah.
Right into the basket.
Well, and my point was, like, I thought that the game was lost when they kicked that field goal going into, because you have to score touchdowns going into Lambeau Field on Monday night. You have to. You got to score touchdowns, man. But even through that, though, they had the opportunity. 3rd and 12. They're up 17-14. And Aaron Rodgers made an Aaron Rodgers play when he threw that pass to Davante Adams, where it was just in the bat. You can't stop that, Joique.
Can't stop it. He's a monster. I mean, how do you stop that?
You can't. That throw to Tanya. What do you do, Joique? What do you do?
You can't do anything. You can't do anything except just pray he drops the ball, or you can somehow. You can't. Good. You know what beats a good defense every time? The perfect throw.
Yeah.
All right. It beats it every time.
Because the quarterback and the receiver know where they're going.
Yeah. And so, and I told you guys this last week, and I told you this before the season, all right? I love the fight that the Lions have. I love it. But what people don't understand is that even the commentator said on TV that we don't have pound for pound, roster spot by roster spot.
Yeah.
We don't have the talent to compete with other teams. And people don't understand that when you have injuries on a team where we already don't have the talent to compete, even with our starters, just think about it. Like, there's no way that we're going to go 10-7. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's where it is with Green Bay, because they have the filet with the potatoes, with the truffle sauce and everything like that. And we got some cube steak and some Wonder Bread. You know, like that's what we have.
I think we have some ramen noodles.
Yeah, with a side of ramen noodles. Maybe the beef.
Don't talk to ramen, bro.
Maybe the shrimp flavor. Not even the shrimp flavor ones. We got like the beef flavor ones.
I like the beef.
Wait, what are you talking the beef flavor ones?
Because the shrimp's superior to it, man. I'm an elitist, though, I guess. You know, like I like the shrimp ramen noodles.
I don't like the shrimp. I like the beef and chicken.
I like the hot and spicy.
Those are good too. I will give you that. Those are good too. No, but that's where it is. And again, this is why I said that today is a both things can be true Tuesday, because I did like what I saw. Unfortunately, until he got hurt from Melifonwu, I thought he did well against Davante. I did. Like, I thought, and they got the one on him. But it's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae. Like, you're good. They're going to get one. There's nothing you can do. I like the way he played, especially for a third rounder out of Syracuse. I did. So there were some things that I liked, but this linebacking core, and I know we've been saying this. We've been saying this since that was the last time that the Lions had decent linebacking core.
Yeah, that's the last time we had some gorillas at line.
That'd be tough.
And before that, it was Mike Kofer and Chris Spiel. Like, they haven't had good linebackers forever, man. Since
so I'm not, and that's the thing. I don't want to say that they're not good, because once again, they are in the NFL. They are at the top of it. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to say they're terrible, but right now they're not producing the way we need them to produce in order for us to be successful. They're not. I would say
that's just what it is.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not going to sit and say they're terrible or they're bad, because I don't want to disrespect these men at their craft.
But you be willing to sit down and break tape with someone that says, Joique, you're wrong. Well, yeah, let's run the tape.
Yeah, but it's 2 games in. Like, let's see what they're building. 35-17, right? Whether I watch the game or not, going in with the 11-point spread, thinking, this is the final. But I saw some good things. Right, I saw things to work on. I saw immaturity, inconsistency, and things that is why the Detroit Lions, in the eyes of everyone, is one of the last or one of the weakest teams in the league. But it's potential. Everything we're seeing is, I see potential that okay, coaching and more reps and stuff like that. We saw it in spurts. I mean, man, I took away is that Sewell running behind him on the left side was like 4 or 5 yards each time. You know, like, there's positives there. The consistency of Goff. Well, you know what? We need 2020 Goff, but we saw 2019 Goff in the second half. We need the consistency, but I think that they can grow together. And I liked coming out of that game more than I thought and what I have in the past, especially playing against Green Bay, who has owned us. But it wasn't that sort of owning. Right, we did it to ourselves. Turnovers, not executing on different things and not making the big play when we needed to. But hopefully we can get there. So in 2 years from now,
not making the plays.
Right, it's the other way around.
Not making plays.
Right.
Not making plays, making the wrong reads, making the wrong throws. Not taking what the defense gives you. Like on that 4th and 1 when he tried to hit Quintez Cephas on the sideline. When you had your check down directly in front of you, just go get the first down. Just drop it down to your running back, let him go get the first down, and now we're back in business. It was an easy play. But even with that being said, I would not have called that play. I would have called a dive or an inside zone or outside zone and let the running back go get it, because that's our strong suit. That's period. And so, I mean, I can't fault. I can't fault Goff, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna put it on the coach and say, listen, put the ball in your running back hands. He's been successful throughout the day. You can go get 1 yard. You can go get 1 yard with DeAndre Swift. I mean,
what about that, Joique? I mean, because you look at DeAndre Swift was right around 4.5 yards a carry. Jamal Williams was about 3.5 yards a carry. I mean, the rushing numbers are a little skewed because Jared Goff had 46 yards rushing, so they did go over 100 yards again. They did average almost 6 yards per carry, but a lot of that was Goff because he broke off a 26-yarder. But DeAndre Swift, man, is, God, if he stays healthy, Joique.
Just stay healthy.
Just stay healthy, man. With every game that goes past, I'm becoming more and more a fan of their backfield with those 2 dudes, man. DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, man. They're nice together.
No, they are nice. And the thing is, I kind of seeing how they were building this team in the offseason, you knew that was going to be the strong suit of this offense. You kind of knew that. Jamal coming in, the veteran guy working with the younger guy. That's great to have that balance in the locker room, right? Because, you know, I think that DeAndre Swift might be more of an impact player than Jamal, but I think Jamal brings that. He kind of brings that veteran leadership to that room, and I think he's a great guy to play with. Just from the outside looking in, I would love to play with a guy like that who. Because it's a long season. People don't understand. It's a long season. You're going into the facility while it's still dark out. Sometimes you're leaving out when it's dark. And so you want to make sure when you're in there, it's a healthy environment. And guys like that in the locker room can help the day go by a little bit faster while at the same time learning your craft and perfecting your craft.
Right. Detroit Dabber 313 says, "Ugh, that 4th and 1 play," and I think everybody agrees with you, brother. That one was tough.
No, it was tough. It should have been. You have that clip of how open the guy was in the middle. Just nobody was by him. He was wide open. Just check it down. He was just standing. He could have caught it at the first down and just fell backwards.
Right.
Here's the thing, right? Do we not have things to look on and say, okay, these mistakes were made. Can we learn on them? Can we grow from them? Is this stuff that we'll be looking to see? Oh, remember when they made that in week 1 or week 2?
I know, but DMac, that defense is just so bad.
Forget the defense. We're talking offense here. But
the defense impacts the offense, though, DMac, because they get behind and you're one-dimensional.
32 more games before I got to take this serious to see what we get.
Right?
You told me 2 years, so let's. When you're building, it's like, man, I ain't worried about the upstairs because the freaking basement's not even finished yet. The foundation is there
I know, but sometimes
there?
the leak's coming from the bathroom upstairs.
Coached? I get it, but bro, we're in for the long haul. Like, I mean, if you don't understand this, and everybody's asking Art where the 10-7 limo is, it's about to be on his arm. You know, so I mean, like, don't worry about it. So, but we're in here, 2 out of 34. So next week or whenever, did we see something in this game when it is 4th and 1? They make that decision. You know, they're putting themselves in this position. They fail. Do they learn from it? Right? The defense. Do they learn from it? Is there talent there, or that can be coached, or do we not have the right players? Let's find this out. That's what the 2-year plan means. So let's just.
It's the players.
I don't want to steal Aaron Rodgers, but
I'm gonna tell you, it's the players. This not right now. It's going to be the players because right now the coaches aren't on the field. Because even with that call that the coach made last night, I'm not going to say it was a terrible call because you still had a guy wide open at the first down market that you could have dumped it down to. But and I want to kind of take that off of Jared Goff as well. But I can't just dump it down. Take what the defense gives you. And he was doing that in the first half.
I get it. The whole thing is mistakes by coach, whether it is, yeah, you're right. The players have to execute, but they're going to make the mistakes no matter what they're said. Do they make the same mistake? Like next time, do we sit here and there's a 4th and 1 in a big game and he checks it down and they get the first down? Do we see that improvement? That's all I'm saying.
And they're capitalizing on, and they capitalize on all our turnovers. They're capitalizing on it.
Which he does.
You don't have when you're an 11.5-point underdog. You don't have the luxury of losing the turnover battle, but let alone
and that's why I say you
that.
don't even have the luxury of kicking field goals.
Right.
You don't have that luxury either, especially with that defense.
To your point earlier about at the end of the first half with Green Bay taking over the possession, getting the kickoff in the second half and stuff like this, you got to keep your foot on the throat and the pedal. But again, you sometimes when you don't expect to be in the position you're in, you're not prepared for it. That's what a youth and an inexperience
that's
at
a
this
great
point.
That's a great point.
That's the thing. So let's see if they learn from that because they put themselves in that
as
spot.
a coaching staff too.
Right.
I mean,
you got to understand the clock, the timeouts, what to do at the end of the half. This is Dan Campbell and his staff's learning experience also. So if you're hot and you're cold on a Sunday or a Monday, it shouldn't matter, right, Joey?
No, it shouldn't matter. Take a look at this real quick.
What I'm saying, I don't have the picture.
Start a new career in the industry that is always essential. The heating and cooling industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Artemis on the ones and twos, effing it up. Stay tuned. Woodward Sports.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Welcome back. Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty, back with you live from the MyBookie studios. Happy to have you along for the ride here today. Talking Lions, recapping that Monday night game against the Green Bay Packers, 35-17. The Packers get the victory over the Lions. And Joique, you know, Quintez Cephas, I think there were a couple names that I wanted to run by you. And I feel like, and you tell me, because you watch the game differently than I do, Cephas had 4 catches, 63 yards, had that big touchdown early. I thought it did very much set a tone for the Lions in that first half when they did. And TJ Lang was doing Lions radio, and he brought up a great point in the pregame. I was listening when I was driving back from O'Toole's, and he said, you know what, if I'm the Lions and I win this coin toss, I'm taking the ball, and I want to go down and score. And I want to set the tone and say, hey, you know, we're not We're not here to be messed with here today. We're not punks out here. And they did exactly that. Cephas made the catch. I felt like Joique, he had the look to me, like the size with the speed, making a couple plays. Do we have something with Quintez Cephas here? I mean, and here's Art's got the pass up right now.
You know what? And I'm not going to say that this is the play that we can define off of that. This is a blown coverage. He was wide open. And this is the play I was talking about with Goff, where he should have got the ball up sooner than that because he could have missed that window of that blown coverage. But he was able to put it in a place where Quintez Cephas can come back and catch it.
I didn't even see that, Joique, till I noticed when you brought that up. Look at how far 21 was off this.
Yeah, so
he was up by the G in Green Bay.
Yeah, so he was up and almost gave him time to recover to be able to get make a play on the ball. That's the difference between, say, a Matthew Stafford and a Goff. Like Matthew Stafford, I mean, plays like that, Goff was able to get it, but if he would have waited just a half a second more, that pass could have been deflected. Stafford had the ability to be able to make up for his lack of reading the coverage with his arm strength and being able to thread the needle with certain passes. Now, they don't have the same type of arm strength. And it was another play from week 1, which was similar, where he looked down the field too late and missed a fade, I believe, on the sideline, which in retrospect, those are passes that Stafford can make. And so that's not the play I would define to say Quintez Cephas. That's a great play. He did make a play earlier, I believe after this play, another play I believe in the end zone where he one-handed it. It was almost one-handed it in the back of the end zone, and it came out when it hit the defender helmet. Now, that was the play I said, if he would have brought that in, he would have gained my respect.
Yeah.
He would have gained my respect. He would have went from here. I would have put him up here. I would have put him up here, but
But he's a 5th round pick, Joique. He makes he's making $600,000. Like that's what I'm talking, because that's how you're going to win, Joique. You're going to win with the Quintez Cephases and the 5th round picks.
But
that's how you're going to win.
Right,
DMac.
no, you're right. But have you not seen a development since he's got here?
I want to say yes.
Too. Whether the knock on him was his breakaway speed or whatever like that, but I see him finding his way. As far as Goff goes, that's where Goff, to me, the gunslingers, the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, the Staffords, the guy Derek Carr, who's proven that he can air it out, who probably now
MVP front runner right now.
MVP front runner, but it's like guys that can make up for their lack or take that little extra time in deciding what to do because the ball will get there. To me, Goff's more like a Drew Brees, where his accuracy, and he's got to know that guy's going to be open before. It's him, I guess, becoming comfortable, and I think the talent is there if he plays within himself, but he's got to get more consistent. But that's always been his key. But I like as far as what Cephas being the 5th rounder, I've seen potential from year 1. He's obviously being used more. It's these guys that are going to grow. Obviously, if it's a 2-season program, you want to see progress each week.
2020 hashtag 2023. I want the T-shirts. I want the Honolulu blue with the silver hashtag 2023. Yeah, well, we'll get the all-white linen, too. But I only wear mine before Labor Day.
Of course.
I won't wear it after because I can't roll like that. Lamington says this franchise...
Who made up that rule? Who made that rule?
I don't. That's what everyone was asking me on social media.
Who made up that rule that you can't wear white pants at Labor Day? Like, who made that rule? Who like, you know what?
And like if it was Gianni Versace or somebody, all right, fair.
Gianni Versace,
fair, like somebody who's got some expertise in the field. But if it was just some dude, you know,
but like.
But it was
you're not supposed to wear white anyways. I can't wear white anyways.
It definitely wasn't me. It was, according to etiquette experts at the Emily Post, the rule of not wearing white after Labor Day comes from the early 1900s, an age where there was a dress code for practically every occasion. So that's why. I don't know.
Do you know that kids apparently are considering the 80s and 90s the late 1900s?
Well, it says here that since Labor Day typically represents the end of summer, a rule was established that you shouldn't wear.
Yeah, do you know kids? No, apparently kids are. No, kids,
my son calls me a boomer, Joique.
No, kids are apparently.
Oh, hang on.
Calling the 80s and 90s the late 1900s.
Well, because it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, this actually makes sense here. So you shouldn't wear white after Labor Day if you didn't have the money to take a fall and winter vacation. They're saying. because white symbolizes like vacation. I don't know. I thought it was a religious thing, but then I realized that's like Ash Wednesday. I thought it had something to do with Ash Wednesday, but it doesn't. So what do I know?
All right, fair. Lavington, in our YouTube chat thread, you can get involved on our YouTube channel as well. Comments come flying fast and furious on there. Lavington says, this franchise throws away first and second round picks like candy. I would disagree to some extent on the first rounders. They've actually been pretty good in the first round. They are like 0 for the last 20 on second rounders, though, and that is the problem because those are the lesser.
They're not 0 for the last 20.
I'm sorry, 1 for the last 20.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but anyway, the moral of the story is.
What about Delmas? Was he not?
Who's that?
Lou Delmas. Was he second round?
I'll have to look it up again. I should know these by heart.
I think he was third.
Yeah,
he might have been second.
I should know these things by heart because we talk about them all the time, and then every time I go back and go through it, you're just like, God, no wonder this team's no good.
Lou was drafted in the second round of the 2009 NFL draft.
Yeah.
That's 2009. I retired then.
No. But he said in the last 20. He said 2 in the last 20. I was just making. You had Darius Slay.
No, you were calling me. Hey, you were bringing the truth.
Yeah, I'm just saying the truth.
The golden rule, because what? It's not what we think.
It's what we know.
It's what we know, right? And Neal can take it. Okay, got one.
You got one. Okay, here. Well, I'll give you.
No.
I'll give him two.
Only got two.
No, because I feel like I need to do this. I need to do this all the time.
You need to do it. I need to hear this.
No, yeah, we need to hear this. We need to hear this because, and I know we're going off the topic a little bit, but hey, so we're in 20.
We want to do. Understand this.
We're in the year 2022, so we'll go back the last 20. Okay, 02 Kalimba Edwards. 03 Boss Bailey, 04 Teddy Lehman, 05 Sean Cody, 06 Daniel Bullocks, 07 Drew Stanton, 07 Ikaika Alama Francis, 07 Jared Alexander. 3 of them that year.
3
that were Drew Stanton, Ikaika Alama Francis, and Jared Alexander. Then Jordan Dizon, then Louis Delmas, then Titus Young, then Mikel LaShore, Ryan Broyles, then Darius Slay, okay. Kyle Van Noy, Amir Abdullah, Ashawn Robinson, Tease Tabor, Kerryon Johnson, Jelani Tavai, and then DeAndre Swift.
Well, you can't. Van Noy was actually proved that there was talent there, just couldn't get out.
By the coaching. Got to stay healthy. Got to see the book's still out on him. But guys,
the book's still out.
The book's still out because you got to be healthy, man. You do.
Joique, he still is healthy. You can't speak in hypotheticals now. He's been healthy so far.
Absolutely.
During the regular season.
Absolutely.
We're not going to talk about
and keep the train rolling. I'm with it. I am. I'm with it. I'm a big Swift guy. I wanted the Lions to take him badly, and they did. And props to them. But that's where this stuff is going to be. That's where the stuff's going to be turned around. Again, that's why I keep going back to it, guys. And that's why I don't care. I told you guys yesterday, I sold out for it. I had felt the opportunity to destroy the Packers franchise, DMac, because I truly believe if the Lions would have beat the Packers yesterday, that would have been it. They would have turned on Rodgers. Rodgers would have turned on them. They're going to San Francisco. It would have been over. OVA. It would have been over. But it's not. They're back. And
yeah, but you
our
pushed
roster's
him. You got to understand is you did everything in the first to force Aaron Rodgers and them to have that. They had to come out that way and score immediately and put that, do the Aaron Rodgers things, or else you are, I believe, 100% true in what the different narrative that we'd be talking about today. But that's not the case. Does it are the Packers more back to being the Packers now, or do you still have questions about them?
I do. Their defense is bad, man.
It's really bad.
Their defense, like the Lions, they couldn't get a pass rush. But that's where I wanted to check in with you, Joique. The Lions' offensive line dominated the line of scrimmage in the first half. They couldn't get a pass rush. The Lions were gashing runs. Is that the Sewell effect? In your opinion, is that the Sewell effect? Because he was road grading again, man.
Yeah,
he got hit with a holding penalty, but he was road grading.
I'm gonna say it was an entire O-line. You can't put it on one person. One person's not on that line blocking. But I think he was a big focal point in them being successful with the run game, being able to run on both sides of the ball, both sides of the offensive line. I think that's a huge part of building a run game. So I'm gonna say it was the entire offensive line working together. I can't put it on one person. I can't do that.
Yeah, which is fair. I understand that, but he was good, man. God, he's good. And in our YouTube chat thread, Fans are fired up, man. Everything King says, Sewell will be Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's different, though, Joique.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot.
It works, man. It's the eyeball test. It's everything Okudah wasn't. That's what he is. It's tangible. You can see it. You can say, damn, that's a good player. Even if you didn't know the name, that guy's a good player. And that's what I'm talking about, Joique.
And what makes him good? I'm asking.
What makes him good?
What makes him good?
How he road grades up the field on run blocking. That's what I love. I like you talked about that 4th and 1 play, and I'm with you lockstep. I'm running behind Sewell, and we're going to get the first down. And I don't care what you think about it. I could tell you we're doing it, and it won't matter.
It's sort of like Derrick Henry the other night with Tennessee tying it up late, is that everybody in the whole building knew he was running it in. And where did he run? I think he got hit maybe 5 yards in the end zone. Like, I mean, you knew it was coming, but you can't stop it. That's attitude. That's the fact going, championship teams, in my opinion, is walking the line going, we're running this right here, and it's coming right towards you. What are you going to do about it, right? Like more and everybody, that's the attitude.
Yeah, and that's, I know you're a big fan of Greg Campy, and he always talks about how, and he's one of the greatest offensive coaches in college basketball. And he leaves his practices open. If you're a coach, a media, whoever, you can come in and watch practice. And his thing is, if we run this play correctly, we will score.
Yeah.
Even if you know it's coming.
You're competing against yourself.
Yeah.
Competing against yourself. And that is the confidence. And I know that when you step on, so back in the day, when you step, that's where you want to get to. When you step on the field, when you step on the ice, it doesn't matter because it's about the product you do. For the Red Wings, we knew if we played our best game, we were going to win. It didn't matter what you did. We were going to win.
Taking the L.
It didn't matter because just like CoastPortland.com. Coast has been around since 1919. Yes, as I'm sitting here with this beautiful machete. I wish we would have carved them up the second half like we did the first half, but it's a start. But if you would like to enjoy the beautiful knives, the machetes, the lamps, the headlights, everything, you too can go to CoastPortland.com. Use WSN20 for 20% off, or any way you Woodward Sports Network, hashtag HowWeCoast. And on Friday, I, Darren McCarty, give you a $100 gift certificate to CoastPortland.com. Ask anybody in the thread there who's got them, from Tammy getting the Petoskey Stones to, I forget your name, but what was dead underneath your porch from Friday's winner? I forget who it was.
We need a picture tweeted to you, DMac.
Yeah, that's it. Anyways, that's what we do here. Take care of each other. Best for do-it-yourselves and home improvement. So, CoastPortland.com. Check it out and hashtag HowWeCoast. I'll give you the gift certificate. We are Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Down and popping here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. He's DMac, Darren McCarty. Fish and Art is in the house. Everybody in the YouTube chat thread as well. And don't forget, Woodward Sports brings you the very best high school football matchups from the entire state of Michigan every Friday. One of the best games is on Woodward Sports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This week, Belleville at Dearborn Forts in Belleville. I saw them. They've had an impressive start to the season. 9 o'clock on the Woodward Sports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Chad Bush and Stick will be on the call for that. So, great production value. Woodward Sports bringing to the table on that. Check it out. I watched a little bit of the Chippewa Valley
Friday.
Dakota.
Upset game.
It was.
That was the energy these high school games.
They said 7,000 people at that game, man.
It reminds me of Friday Night Lights, which obviously anybody who watched that show back in the day about the college football in Texas, or the high school football in Texas.
That's big time.
Yeah. Big time.
That's big time. You want to win? You put Booby in, coach. Put Booby in.
Hey, that was sort of like back in the day with the Juggernaut, wasn't it? Just put the Juggernaut in, give him the ball.
Yep.
You got 30 in you. Let's go.
So it's funny. So they said that we have some similar features, like in our face, me and Derek Luke. And so people used to call me Antoine Fisher from the movie Antoine Fisher, and so they used. I
thought they were calling you because you're that smart, bro.
No, and then the movie Friday Night Lights came out, and then that same actor played Booby Miles. Was it Booby Miles?
Yeah,
Booby Miles, and people started calling me Booby. Like when I like you want to win, put Booby in. And so it was fun. That was like back in the day. Way back. And that movie came out
in the late 1900s?
In the late 1900s.
I did want to continue this Lions discussion, though, because I did have another question for Joique. Elijah Roberts says, I'm having way more fun watching this football team than Stafford's last 3 seasons. Looking forward to the rebuild. And Elijah, I agree with that 1,000%. I do. I agree with that 1,000%.
You know how we talk about the eyeball test? How about the keep TV on test? Right, because the Tigers, all the Red Wings, all the sports teams, where it's like in the past you watch and then either turn channels to watch something else, watch a movie, start something else. I don't turn the TV off for the Lions. They give me something to watch. Even the Wings, in fact, all the teams now. So it's something to build towards, like in the expectations.
And Dave Schultz says, stop pushing the hope. There is no hope for lots of wins this year. The hope for this year is to change the culture and develop young players. No, but Dave, you're right. Hope. No, both things can be true. Again, Dave, you're right. This team will beat somebody they're not supposed to beat, though. I will tell you this, Joique, and that's what I wanted to get to you about was
Cleveland Browns.
This rushing attack. This rushing attack, Joique, will win them a football game that they're not supposed to win.
What it's going to be? Because it's going to be a game they're not supposed to win. It's going to be a game they're not supposed to win. They're going to win. I'm telling you, like, and I said this before the season started. I said this before the preseason started. I said it before training camp. What I said was, this team is not going to be good if you look at the record. We're not going to be good. But what you will see are flashes of what we're going to be down the line.
Love it.
That's what it's going to be. Like the first game, you saw flashes in that fourth quarter.
Well, it's sort of second half, first half, right? Game 2, second half.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And that's another reason why we're not going to win consistently, because we're not going to be able to come in and week out and play 4 quarters of good football. We're not going to be able to do that. And you can't win games playing a good quarter here, a good quarter there.
The lack of depth will not allow that.
The lack of depth. If you have 1 injury, that can hurt you. You have 2 injury, that can definitely hurt you. You got 3 or 4.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It is a wrap. You don't have the depth for it. So what's today? Tuesday. The Lions right now, I can guarantee it, have about 3 to 4 DBs in right now working out, doing a workout as we speak. As we speak, they're working out DBs right now as we speak. I didn't hear anything, but I just know how it works. And they're going to end up signing a DB either today, either within the next couple hours, by the end of day today. Mark my words, we're going to be signing another DB. And I'm telling you, we don't have the depth. And I said that at the beginning of the year, that because of our lack of depth, we're not going to be able to win too many games, because injury rate is 100%. You don't know who's going to get injured, but someone is definitely going to get injured on your team.
Because, and you open my eyes, Joique, when you use that term, there's a 100% injury rate in NFL football. Every single player on the team will be hurt at some point during the season.
During the season or throughout their career. It's going to happen. 100% chance.
Right. I mean, you're right, though.
Hey, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Check the numbers. Check the numbers.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny because I'm looking up and down the schedule now, because they are going to win a game they're not supposed to. Yeah. And guys, I'm getting just looking at it, and I am going to go to Joique for confirmation on this. October 24th at the Rams. If you're
that's not it.
If you're a Detroit Lions player, though, Joique, tell me you're not ready to roll in that game. Tell me. You know certain games are different. Certain games are a job. Certain games are your occupation.
See, I disagree.
Other games are personal.
I'm gonna tell you what I would like to see.
I think.
I see why I would like to see that game real
Stafford.
quick. I want to see Aaron Donald. I want to see Aaron Donald.
Your point,
and Sue.
Neal,
and Sue.
Your point.
Me too.
Everything that you're saying is LA. LA, because you got Stafford coming. They're going to lay, if they can, a 70 spot. They're going to put it that because this is their boy. This is their new. They have to show to everybody else that they're better, that it's the McVay way, that it was the Detroit Lions organization. You kept Stafford back, and this is why. So if there's going to be a drubbing or whatever. Now, to your point, because think about what emotionally invested. So the guys that played with Stafford or whatever want to beat him, draft pick and that, but it's not the same way. You don't have that emotional investment to beat that team, to beat that guy, because they're not your rival. But everybody in LA for Stafford to beat his former team, that's where what you said is that's their game.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that coin, though, Joique, if you're on the Detroit Lions now and you see this, you see the national media lapping all this up, and Stafford walks on water. They act like Stafford was Andy Dufresne, and he climbed through the sewage plumbing to get out and go to an island in Mexico.
Not one person on that Detroit Lions organization or even on the roster has anything negative to say about Stafford.
No, I understand that.
The only person that's going to have something to prove is going to be Jared Goff, because you guys threw me away like chopped liver.
Well, if I'm a player though, Joique, I'm getting that same feeling when I watch these national games and they're just slobbering all over Matt Stafford, like he was from the Isle of Misfit Toys or something.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, there's one thing to be able to have, but do you think you have the talent?
How does a rebuild happen?
Stop
if Matthew Stafford does not leave,
I understand
we are not rebuilding the Detroit Lions.
No, I get it. I understand
and so that has to happen.
I'm saying the way the narrative has played out, though, because you have to admit, Joique, whenever you watch Sunday Night Football or Stafford on Monday Night Football, these national commentators are like, man, Stafford got out of there. So glad, so happy for Stafford. Now he's having fun playing football. I have a problem with that if I'm a player here.
I got too much time reading my playbook, having to worry about what position and doing something. If I'm not worried, I ain't watching, worrying about what they're saying about Stafford.
Yes, you are, DMac. Come on.
No,
yes, you are.
Absolutely. I got more things to worry about getting us right.
You're not hearing that. No media's coming in and asking you about that.
No, media. I mean.
Yeah, we probably are, but we're not focused until you as a media member or us as a media member throws it in the face. It's not like I'm sitting there going, I can't wait to play LA. I can't wait to play LA. It's not like Colorado. It's not. You don't have that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, though, if I'm a man about the situation, I take issue with what's being said. I do, and for one time I'm going to rise up. What I'm talking about, how they say he walks on water now all of a sudden because he got out of Detroit and he swam through the sewage like Andy Dufresne and Shawshank, man.
So my question is,
are they talking about the players? Or are they
talking
about
the organization? He got out of there and was like this in the rain.
That's the media. We don't buy into it that Stafford's being that way or whatever like that. It's different if a guy dogs your organization, right? And isn't the person
they are dogging the organization, though. They're saying
he's not.
Right.
He's not.
No, I get that, though.
No, you don't get that because
said.
That's the right. So you can take it on organization, but it's not personal.
So you get mad off what somebody else is saying. You're not getting mad off what Stafford's saying because Stafford's just playing ball.
Right. Yeah,
right. So you're not. So you don't have. You understand as an athlete, you don't have that hate. If Stafford came out and said, you know what I mean? Like it was all them, and this is. Then you have more of a.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing right there. Stafford is not bad mouthing anyone. He's not bad mouthing anyone. And so the media has to come up with their own narrative. They're coming up with their own narrative, right? And since Stafford's not giving them anything to go off of, they're going to make their own narrative, and then they're going to put it out there to the public, and then you're going to take it, and now you're going to be mad at Stafford because of what the media is saying.
No, I'm not mad at Stafford. I'm not mad at Stafford. I've said that before. Okay. Everything King says, stick to the computer, Neal. I don't know, man. Like, for me, if it were me in that situation, I'd have an issue with it. I would.
Yeah,
other than every other week that you're going out to play?
I have an issue with the national perception of how I am as a player. Because that's what it is.
National perception, you're national perceived at 30. If they don't perceive you anything, you have no leg to stand on. You can't. How are you going to go try to prove to something where?
Look at the numbers.
Right, 100%. But you know, Joique, hey, when the team was bad, it wasn't your fault, right?
Huh?
When the team was bad, it wasn't your fault, right?
I wasn't good enough. I was taking accountability. I didn't play good enough.
Like to your point, Neal, that's not the motivation to go out and win to whatever else. If you're going to go through it, is that let's beat them because it helps our draft position. Let's, Stafford was here. To Joique's point, let's go prove that that Goff's our guy, that we want to. So offensively, I think that you want to look that they're going to put a little bit extra into it. But defensively, I don't know if they can stop him. The way Cooper Kupp runs around there, and Robert Woods, and then you got freaking, whoever's running out of the backfield, or whoever's, like it just, he looks good. It looks like he's. Like, your motivations, there's so many other things to motivate you than worrying about, like, Stafford dissing being here.
No, I get that. I'm not saying that Stafford was doing it. I'm saying the perception of me as a player.
But as a player, my mentality, or, maybe I would go, screw the national media. But, no, dude, you're going, no matter what the national media, I still got to follow Cooper Kupp around the slot as our linebacker and whatever, and he's going to have 12 catches.
Yeah, well, you mean to tell me that Alex Anzalone and Jamie Collins aren't gonna rise up that day and cover Cooper Kupp coming on that crossing route across the middle?
They're gonna try. They're gonna try their best, Neal. But just because you try your best doesn't mean you'll be able to execute it.
Rise up one time. That's all I'm saying. Defend your honor.
Stafford, right? That's all he's thinking about. Right now is he's thinking about putting 5 on the board, putting whatever it is to prove it to all of us.
I mean,
your point is the opposite.
What can we do? What can you say? I mean, right now, Lions are 0-2 and Stafford 2-0. Rams 2-0. What do you say? What's the argument?
You know what I would say? What's for lunch? Yeah, that's what I would say. Right now, I would say, hey, it's almost noon.
Right now.
What's for lunch? Well, if he's smart, he's going to Papa Romano's, because Papa Romano's handcrafted pizzas have made them a Detroit favorite for over 50 years. House-made dough, hand-cut veggies, fresh cheese. You guys love pizza. You know what makes all the difference. The same quality goes into every pizza, every salad, every sub, every pita. Order now at PapaRomano'sPizza.com.
Now. Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Call hallfirst.com.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Back at it here, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. My name's Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, DMac, Darren McCarty in the house, Fish, and of course Flint's own Art in the booth as well.
Give me one.
Juices Ghost says, "I love pizza."
No, I'm okay.
You want? Give me one.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Come on, be part of
Big D! Hey, your camera worked.
There we go. What?
Your camera worked.
Yeah, my camera's been working. I fixed it myself. Yeah.
Oh, look at you being proactive. Look at you.
Somebody's got to do it,
I do love it. You know what else I love? Lions pregame, Lions postgame. You can join Woodward Sports, DraftKings, Jose Cuervo, and WRIF for the Lions pregame show with DraftKings and The Riff. Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, Maz, and Jade from WRIF will be out for the Lions pregame show live from the Tin Roof on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's Sunday against the Ravens. You can come on out, win great Woodward Sports prizes, upgraded tickets, and more. And don't forget about the postgame as well. My favorite spot from the Brass Rail. Woodward Sports and Jim Beam will be there starting live at the 2-minute warning of every Lions game. Stick and Anson will be in the building for that Lions postgame show. All the highlights, all the fan reactions live at the Brass Rail from downtown Detroit, a VIP area for Woodward Sports fans, pizza, and more. The official postgame for Detroit football is at the Brass Rail. Good time yesterday, too, at O'Toole's for the Monday Night Football pregame. Armani and Braylon Edwards, bottom line, they were out there holding it down. It was a lot of fun. Kennedy was out there. Terry Foster. Jose Cuervo was out there. It's good times, my friend.
I know. You're looking at me, and I missed the Cranberry and Waters, but, the $50 an hour babysitter, she just wasn't available.
No, so, I get you. I get you, man. I'm just messing with you. But speaking, we talked about the weekend a little bit because these guys were out of the studio yesterday. Darren McCarty had his first Detroit City FC experience, and we got the pictures and the video and all that kind of stuff to put up on our YouTube channel. And DMac was out there, man. The smoke bombs, everything going off.
What an experience. So shout out to Andrea and the rest of the Northern Guard, to Chris, to everybody there for that experience. If you haven't been to Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck, it was my first time, and I'd encourage everybody to enjoy the experience. Go down to the fouling warehouse parked there, do the walk, and it reminded me because I videotaped it when I walked, and it was like, oh, okay, we're entering Hamtramck, and then you make a left by the stadium, and it reminds you, if you watch English Premier Soccer and you see Match Day or Derby Day and they're walking through Watford or they're walking through these little towns going to the stadium and stuff like that, and I was telling Neal, it's like bottleneck. The closer you get, the more it feels like it's in the neighborhood, and then you get, from having a magpie paste, the pies that you have to the way that it's set up, and then you walk into the pitch, and the way that it's set up with the Northern Guard and everything else. Like I'm on Friday for DCFC Friday, we're gonna have Ron on, who's one of the Kappas who is in charge of singing all the chants and all the songs, and I got the hymn book. I'm trying to respond to him, so we had a bunch of different things going on, but. What a great, and the one thing is the family experience, right? So, yeah, you got the Rowdies cheering on the one side and the Northern Guard all in unison. I mean, if you check out Darren McCarty 4, you see a bunch of things that I posted, but the whole experience, and the fact, Neal, that I told you when I went up in the booth is they had a smoke delay. Because of me. I started a smoke delay, and I said to Andrews, the head of the Northern Guard, I said, am I going to get in trouble for this? He said, no, it happens. It's the way the wind blows. So,
yeah, absolutely.
The camaraderie, the organicness, and here's the one thing, and I'll touch more on it on Friday when we talk to Ron, but Andrew and I were talking, but the Northern Guard, because of the organic, the way that it developed and everything there, it's the epitome of the relationship with DCFC is what Darren McCarty has with the Detroit Red Wings, that appreciation, that support. And they do, right, it's that independence to do it themselves, but we're all part of the bigger picture. And I felt at home. I always say, find your tribe. Well, there's another one of my tribes. So I will definitely, you said there's a lot more games, so I'll definitely be back. I mean, and the soccer is, if you're into it, these are talented. I mean, entertaining game. I think when I came up to talk to you, they just rung a free kick off the post that sounded like a slap shot off the crossbar at Little Caesars Arena. That's how loud it was. So, unfortunately, we didn't come away with the victory, but we'll be back
still
there
first
cheering.
place,
And thank you.
Still top of the table. Yep.
But thank you for all everybody who made my first experience down there is something that I will remember, and I want to share with everybody else. So
yeah, appreciate you two sliding by on the TV broadcast on TV20 as well. That was a good time. Detroit Dabber 313 says those are some epic picks there. DMac, I know, love it. Go DCFC.
Somebody you got to put it in the Louvre or whatever, and I was like, forget that. That's going in my man cave right there. That one's going in my man cave. Hey, Joy. What a great environment and great event. You'd have a blast. You'd love.
That's pretty dope.
The camaraderie, and I love the chants. They're so good to sing songs. Everybody's into it, and I don't know. I'll be back.
People were asking, where's Joique at? When's Joique coming through?
No one
When's Joique going to pull up
they
on
did.
me?
And I said I got to
They did. Did they not? Did they not?
When's Joique? And we said Neal and I. We said we got to.
They said, when's Joique coming through?
They said, pull up on me?
Yeah.
They
didn't say that. I was just playing.
No, come on. They said it. They said, pull up on me. Come on, Joique, do it.
Don't do it. If he doesn't do the big D, don't do the pull up on me. Don't do the pull up on me. You know what I'm saying?
He just did it.
I just did it.
Big D!
Pull up on me.
Pull up.
Now you got to do a pull up on me.
Joique, when you pull up on?
I'm gonna pull up on him.
Yeah.
No, come.
I got you, man. I'll get you set up.
All right, well, so bad.
It's my favorite thing that he does. Pull up on me.
Pull up on me.
And you know what?
Shout out to the little boy who came up with that. I forgot, I don't even know his name, but that was dope.
The Golden Rule has keyword down, lockdown. So appreciate that with all your peeps down there.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to get Joique in for the experience, man. Get him out, letting off the smoke bomb. Get him in the suites. I got you, Joique.
Pretty dope. Yeah, so that's the plug. So Neal Ruhl is the plug.
But hang on, do they have?
He's the plug for sure.
But hang on, do they have vegan smoke? Because it's going to have to be vegan for Joique. He's going to have to make a special request.
Yeah, I don't know. Mike G says Detroit City FC is an awesome experience.
Speaking of vegan, is this vegan? Right here?
Is what vegan?
Is this vegan?
DarrenMcCarty.com.
The extra vanilla.
Absolutely.
Where can people get this extra vanilla?
It's not out yet. That's strictly for you. That's the new Darren McCarty. So I have the CBD roll-on, which is in the hippie blend, but Joint, you're holding the female version, which is the extra vanilla because of the scent. That's that we like, so it's coming out soon.
I know. I feel important because he gave us like the test product.
Yeah,
it's like a PGA Tour Pro with a prototype driver. Like that's what it's
prototypes.
like.
I'm going with the one Joique's got there, but that's the thing. The medicines continue. I'm putting out the unscented one too, so it's all about finding your pain. I mean, dude, you're getting up at 4:20 every morning in honor. I got to at least give you the roll on so you can get in the gym when you're buffing out.
I'm not gonna lie. I felt disrespected earlier by Art until you broke it down to me. Until you broke it down to me there. Okay, that's cool.
But it'll as you progress, then it'll be going back and forth.
Okay.
There's some more comments firing in here. Mike says we need smoke bombs to hide that Lions defense.
You think that would help? I think some of the quarterbacks could still throw it through the smoke, just like that Taunting touchdown pass on the back shoulder.
God,
sometimes
man.
it don't matter.
It was,
but Neal, to the point, right?
He's so
the
great.
execution to Adams, the execution of that is the Aaron Rodgers MVP, the one that's dialed in, not the Hawaii one, not to whatever. What did I see? He needed 6 quarters to sort of get the cobwebs out, and then boom.
Is that real? Is that real?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you're that elite of an athlete, yeah, let's compare him to Sergei Fedorov, right? Where we can all agree that the talent levels are there, but sometimes
both champions, both league MVPs.
Sometimes the thing would be is that do they care enough or whatever? And Sergei was always, because Sergei did care. The one thing you had to understand about Sergei Fedorov is that it was more so because he was surrounded by greater talent that it would be not because he didn't want to, but you would say, hey, Serge, we need you. And he'd be like, oh, you guys need me? Oh, okay. Like one of those things instead of putting the shine down. So it's being engaged. It sort of reminds me of like the 98 lockout year. You know, it took him a little bit to come back when he re-signed in February, but the reason we were able to repeat is because he took over that Washington series. So what I'm saying is that as he gets engaged and as he's getting into it, this could start something. I'm looking to see what kind of Green Bay. It doesn't mean their defense is any better, but if Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Taunting, all those Aaron Jones running, they're looking good on offense, well, that's the 13-3 type team. Might be 13-4 this year. They're 12-5, but I saw the Aaron Rodgers from history, from last year, from before. And yes, that's a real deal because these guys are that good.
Yeah, DJ Cuttacord says, I'm tired of talking about how good Aaron Rodgers is. And Joique, well, I don't know what else to say, guys. Like those throws were mercurial, man.
That's what you want us to do. We got to talk about it. We got to talk. If he was terrible, we tell him he's terrible, but he's not.
But there's literally nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do with that. That's greatness. It is. And I hate it too. Look, DJ, I hate it as much as you do. I wanted to destroy the franchise last night with a victory, and we were halfway home.
That's what you wanted. But what I tell you before we left, what I tell you Friday before we left.
Yeah, I knew in my heart. I knew.
You knew in your heart. You knew.
Yeah, absolutely. My soul. Yeah.
Yeah. You
knew. Even at halftime yesterday.
Even at halftime.
Yeah, I knew how that story was going to end.
I didn't know at halftime. I think that they were just playing it safe. But I was happy to go into halftime up 17-14. I was happy with that because no one thought.
Well, absolutely.
No one thought that we would be going into halftime winning that game. You know, so the way that they came out in that game,
and they played in the second half like the game was over the first half, and that's something that's inexperience. That's something you have to learn and you have to build to play. When we say in hockey, well, you got cliches. Well, we got to play a 60-minute game. Well, it's cliche, but it's so true. You got to find a way to put, and it starts. Neal, doesn't start in the second half kickoff. It starts in that last drive in the first half. You put the going up 7 points. It still might not be different, but it is different because your mentality, it doesn't matter.
When you're playing against a team that has Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, you want to give your defense some wiggle room because you know at some point throughout the game they're going to explode as an offense. It's only a matter of time. You can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them. They did a good job containing him in the first quarter. But as an offense, you have to be able to put points on the board continuously throughout a game like that to give your defense some wiggle room. Because when you're playing against a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, there's different levels to that. Isn't that right?
There's so many different levels to that, just like the app levels. You can go visit Levels Dispensary. Mention Woodward Sports. Get 10% off your order anytime you go in there. I got it on my app. See what it is. Whether you're in the store or on the app, make sure you mention Woodward Sports to get 10% off. T Grizzly Gas. Jet Fuel Gelato, one of my favorites, and also my Mac 69. Yes, the Darren McCarty brand Mac 69. You can get it there too. Special strains, edibles on sale now. Download the Enjoy Levels app today and start saving. We are Big D Energy. Woodward Sports Net. We'll be right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Joique Bell, DMac, Darren McCarty.
That was bad.
In the house.
Bad.
My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy to have you with us. Joique got me rolling right now, man. Joique got me rolling. No, but, hey, Lions, it is what it is, man. Oh, but good news, Baltimore's coming to town this weekend.
Speaking of that,
beat the Chiefs.
Speaking of that, right?
I love that game.
What?
What
a game! But can we talk about we're talking about what we're trying to watch here in Detroit, and is there progress, whatever, like this? Is Lamar Jackson, has he evolved, and is there another level to this guy, or is it still the same? Is it still the same thing, or did you see something that?
No, I think it's the same thing because Edwards-Helaire put the ball on the ground.
Okay,
and that was it. Mahomes was doing his thing. Awful. Mahomes said it, though. It was the worst throw of my career, that crazy-ass interception that he threw.
Listen, how many times has he gotten away with doing something, whatever, and finally got bit by?
Well, I mean, it was his first interception he ever threw in the month of September in his career. So
but what I like, though,
is
see what we're trying to build to. We're going, if you want to take it back down to, they knew they had to keep the ball to Mahomes' hand, and they had to go fourth down, and there was no indecision, and there was
and that goes back to what you talked about.
Right, back to what I was talking about. So Baltimore put themselves in that spot. I'm hoping that, when we get to that spot again, the progress, they can win the games, because that was a big game. Now, if it comes down to playoff times, does Kansas City, like you say, tighten it up a little bit? But I was impressed by Baltimore's resilience, and Lamar Jackson impressed me a little bit more. To me, there was something like there was bigger progress. Whether it was his reads, whether it was his throws, it looked more like he was a quarterback. Still
but we're not talking about this.
Still a runner first, but
if Edwards-Helaire doesn't put the ball on the ground, the Chiefs win, and we're not talking about. They're going to say, "Oh, it's the same old Lamar." He can't get the job done, can't throw. He's not an effective.
Because he still made some good plays.
Draw the line in the sand, Joique. Educate both of us. Break down Lamar Jackson. Break it as a passer. Is it there? Is it going to be there?
No,
Can
as
it
a
be
quarterback,
there?
not as a passer. As a quarterback for Baltimore.
Which defaults to breaking him down as a thrower, because we know what he is running the football. I mean, he's incredible talent.
Do I think he can throw? Yeah, I think he can throw. I do. I think he has some arm strength. I think he has decent accuracy. I think what he needs to kind of evolve into is a quarterback that can go out there, and coaches already said he's his best when you give him a play, and I'm going to run that play. I think he'll become more effective when he can go out there, he can change the play and take what the defense gives him, take it from one play to another play. I think that will make him a better quarterback. But all in all, the thing that I love the most about Lamar Jackson is not only what he's doing on the field, but the relationship he has with his coaches and the faith that the coaches have within Lamar Jackson. And let me give you a perfect example. One part of that game, 4th and 1, the ice the game. Coach Harbaugh went out there. Lamar! You want to go for it? Yeah. All right, let's go. all right, let's fucking go. And they put the game in his hand. But I love that. I love that. Right? I love that.
Right.
That confidence that they have in Lamar Jackson and that point in the game. You know, to go out there and ask him, you want to go for it? Yeah? Let's effing go. Let's effing go. And they call the play to put the ball in his hand, and he goes out there, he runs, and he gets the first down. And I feel like Mahomes is like the Achilles tendon to Lamar Jackson. I think that game, you know, that was a big game for him. That was a big game for him. And I'm glad he was able to get over that hump and take Mahomes down. I mean, I love Patrick Mahomes, but I was happy to see him take him down.
No, and I understand that.
Yeah.
And
the battle of the tight ends.
The Super Saiyan Lion says it's still the same old Lamar. Bring this talk again come playoff time, and that's what the battle's going to be for him, because that's the level he's made it to. Yeah. You know how this stuff works, man. You come out, you're a rookie, you're drafted, you play. Are you a good player? You're not a good player. Okay, you're a good player. Now 4 years into your career, now what's this team doing? All right, you made it to the playoffs, you lost. How are you going to win a playoff game? You rise up, you win a playoff game. Then it's, well, can you win that big one? Yeah. And that's where he is right now. He's at like the fourth stop
winning
on the highway.
Yeah, just keep winning. For him, that's why I tell you, don't listen to the media. When you're playing, you're in season. You put your phone down. You get off social media. I remember I was telling some of the young guys, I would post something on Instagram and they would like it or they'll comment on it. I would say, listen, you're in preseason, you're in training camp. I appreciate the birthday love. I appreciate it. Put your phones down. Delete Instagram, Snapchat, TikToks, delete Facebook, delete all that off your phone. And focus on preseason, focus on training camp, focus on making the team. That should be your focus, not listening to the outside noise. Because social media can like take you out the game. I mean, it's a lot of people say a lot of negative things on there. So just put it down.
It can take you out of your life even, you know, like a regular person. You can get caught up.
Yeah, get caught up. Just put the phone down, stay off of it, you know, and just focus on the task at hand, you know. So for me, it's white noise. Lamar, it's white noise. Keep doing what you're doing. What you're doing has already got you to the NFL. It got you to be the MVP of the entire NFL. Do what you're doing and just continue to win. Shut everybody up.
Here's the one thing you look for, and this is to Joique's point. That team is all Lamar. You know, they're bought in. That's the quarterback. Every guy,
they ride
from
with
the
them.
Coaches, from the players. I mean, it doesn't matter what the outside noise is. That's their team. That's their guy, and you could see that, you know, at different times. And I think that's number one, the appreciation. And, you know, they have to go through Kansas City. Obviously, this helps them because it's sort of like, you know, I was revert back to March 26th, but we had to beat Colorado for the psyche, not just physically, but mentally, because they beat us out. And I don't care what it is. We're talking NFL football, we're talking high school football. You have rivalries that you have to win in order, so when it comes down to crunch time in that playoff game, you've done it before. You can resort back to it. It's something that you haven't done. You've beaten them before, and you'll always have that.
Yeah. So, and I get that. I do. And there is a mental part of that. It's just, it's exactly like the texter said. We got to have pick up the Lamar discussion when the playoffs come. This is an interesting note, and everybody's been talking about this on the YouTube chat thread. Bob's Big Boy says, this is just some food for thought. Through 2 games, Jared Goff, 584 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 69% pass completion. Stafford, 599 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 69.5% pass completion.
0-2 team versus a 2-0 team.
Which it is.
I watched Goff the whole time, and how they, you know, we were saying that in the San Fran game, second half, it was Stafford again, padding stats. So at the end of the day, you know, the stats are good, but it's the wins and losses. But to your point, what's the point? That they're similar, but they're not, because the teams are different. But I guess if you're looking for production, if you drafted them in your fantasy, then it's really not that different, I guess, in fantasy football.
Ruben S. says Lamar's improved tremendously outside of that second interception and threw into double coverage. He played a great game, but that's all part of it, though.
Yeah.
You know, though, I do draw.
I'm telling you, when you win, those
get glossed over.
Yeah.
When
you win, but when you lose, the smallest.
To my point, throwing a pick six, the first friggin' second play or whatever, Tyrann Mathieu or whatever like that, and to be able to face that adversity, because that's what I mean by as far as that team is in it together no matter what. They played to the end, and he could have shut it down early. That's a Lamar Jackson early game when he's got to run, he has no passing yards, and Kansas City buries him, but that wasn't the case. They stuck with it through his inefficiencies.
You had a point, Joique, that you were gonna? No. All right,
Sorry,
I guess not.
Isn't
all
that
right.
isn't that the whole thing though? Isn't that the case of the point? Is that usually in the past we see guys shut it down, but to the point that about the coaching, whatever's learning, whatever else, this Baltimore team, right? They didn't quit. They didn't. After the adversity, he's still going to make those bad throws.
That's the next play syndrome.
Live and go for it.
That's next play. That's next play.
Yeah.
So you make a mistake, it happens. It happens all the time. It's next play. That's in the past now. Next play. We'll worry about that. We'll go over that when we watch film the next day.
And it don't matter how bad.
It don't matter how bad the play was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that takes experience. That takes veteranship to move on, because a lot of people can't, and that's an experience of a team is to sit on the last play.
I'll tell you this. I think players more so listen to the people in the locker room, right? And so every team is going to have that veteran and say, come on, it happens. Next play. I remember we had one play, and this is true. This one I saw true leadership at its finest. I was actually in college. We had a linebacker by the name of Allen Guy. We had the safety. We had a DB. I don't know if the coverage was blown, but somebody was the receiver caught the ball on the sideline. Boom. He caught the ball. The safety and corner came back and made the tackle, and they saw bickering on the field. Like, no, you're supposed to be back. No, you're supposed to be back. And our linebacker said, hey, listen, great tackle. Hey, you're supposed to be back. You were right. Go back over there. Hey, next play. And cut it off right there. And they stopped talking. I was like, dang. And I'm on the sideline watching it, and I'm like, dang, okay, that's a true leader. That happened to be our captain too, but I'm like, okay, that's pretty dope. And I was a young guy, freshman, and I was watching it on the film. I was like, okay, that's how you handle situations like that. And so that's kind of what they see in Lamar Jackson. Like, he has that leadership now. People really respect him, and he also has those veterans that's coming to him and saying, listen, scratch that. We believe in you. We believe in you. We're going to come back. You're going to play well. We know what you're capable of. And then when you know what you're capable of, it's even easier to forget about that play.
Absolutely. Make the mistakes. And that's the youth of a team, is trust each other, right? Is that you're going to make a mistake, but I got your back. Let's get back to work. And you had to learn that. Like, those are things that we learned. Hopefully you learned that earlier, but it's like in professional sports, it's what have you done for me lately? You can't worry about that. You worry about that later. Right, we got to get back at it. So Baltimore's a team, to me, that can face adversity in itself, right? So some teams can't. Can we throw that pick? Can we bounce back? I don't think as the Detroit Lions we're there yet, but again, a 2-year program.
Live and Go Fit says, let's keep it real. Lamar Jackson's about to have at least 200 yards passing, 150 yards rushing, and will account for 4 touchdowns this week against the Lions. Hashtag another long day. And this, the Lamar Jackson thing, what really, really scares me about it is what Bob has to say. He said, we looked so slow on the edge last night defensively. It seemed like every other play a Packers player was turning the edge untouched with a slow linebacker defensive end chasing. Couldn't have pulled flag if flag fullback. I don't know if that's a typo or whatever. But anyway, though, I get the point of what he's talking about, because I noticed that. I talked about it with my friends that I was sitting there watching the game. And Joique, is it just a lack of speed at linebacker? I mean, when you see that, I mean, just all this real estate that's available on the edge. I'm not talking about specific play per se, but the Packers were making a living off that edge, man. I mean, those linebackers, they have to be faster. I mean, what do you have to do to stop that?
I'm going to tell you right now. We talked about this. If I'm watching film, I'm looking to see what the weakest point of the defense is, and that's what I'm going to attack. All right, and I'm going to look for matchups. All right, it's matchups all over the field. It's matchups at the tight ends. It's matchups at the receivers. It's matchup at,
even lineman on lineman.
Yeah, lineman on lineman, for the run game. So, like, it's, pick your poison. You know, it's picking your poison. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to, like, defensively, what do you want to stop? You want to stop the run game? Because don't get it twisted. Like, Lamar Jackson can throw the ball. Like, he can throw the ball. So I don't think he can't throw.
He is an NFL quarterback.
He's got problems.
He's not Rodgers, but he is an NFL
He's got
quarterback.
the most underrated tight end in the game, Mark Andrews.
I agree.
If you watched last night, that's a safety valve.
He's not underrated.
He doesn't get. He
probably doesn't get the press he deserves, but players know who Mark Andrews is.
The players,
we know who he
game.
is.
Yeah.
Coaches know who he is. They're in that meeting room, in that defensive meeting room right now. Today is the day that they're going right. Today is going to be the day that the receiver coaches and the whole coaching staff are sitting in that room. Is like, all right, this is a blue player. Lamar Jackson's a blue player. Like, they're marking out all the blue players, which is, for people who don't know, when you mark a blue player, that's the people you want to kind of set your defense or your offense around on stopping. Like, you want to stop these guys. You got to keep an extra eye on these guys. So he's a blue player.
What's the record for blue players in a meeting? Like, if there's 11 on the field and they have like 9 blue players, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
That's the ratio?
That's the ratio. I played with a team where they had about 5 blue players on the defensive side. I'm like, dang.
It's good poker
just the hard
face.
nasal exhale.
And it's like, where do you attack? You know,
you can't run. Speaking of the Rams, we saw it there, right? We saw Jalen Ramsey doing Jalen Ramsey thing late, where he'd be a blue check mark for the Rams defense. Does an interception late. You know,
like,
you don't see all game throw to a guy like that, where that you have the game plan away from, right?
I'll say when we played the Seahawks, 2012.
Wagner.
We had to play the Legion. Yeah, we had to play the Legion of the Legion of Boom. You know what I'm saying? We had to play them.
A lot of blue check marks.
I didn't play that week. I think I was out that week. But in my head, I'm just like, and some dogs. Those some dogs. But listen, even with that being said, we came out, we played, we had the game won, and they came and hit the ball out the back of the end zone. You remember that?
I remember that game, yeah.
That should have been a touchback, correct?
Yeah.
It should have been. They could not allowed to do that, and I think we should have got the ball back at the 1 or something like that.
Not allowed to do that, but it's the Lions, so why not?
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we always have like the craziest rules that pop up when we play for some reason. It's like Uno.
It's like Uno.
That's not a rule. It is a rule.
But we're talking football season, and football season is here. It's time to take your grooming experience to the next level. That's right. It can be easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircut for Men. Walk in, relax, and watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Go to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime on a Sunday. Well, watch the game, get your hair cut.
Get a haircut.
It's perfect, right? It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Back at a Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, DMac, Darren McCarty in the house. Certainly been talking a lot of football today, recapping that Lions loss to Green Bay. But I did want to get these guys' take on this because it's really getting me upset now. Because it's starting to impact games. It's starting to impact my enjoyment of the games. Because as I've said all the time, you guys know this, I'm about entertainment. I watch sports. I want to be entertained. I like the players. I like the characters. I like the, I like the touchdown celebration. I like all that. I like the emotion. All of it. Mm-hmm. That's why we like football, man. Because it's
not the old people though. The old people back in my day and back in the early 1900s.
Not the late 1900s that we're a product of.
Oh my God.
Okay, boomer, as my son would say to me.
80s and 90s are now considered the late 1900s. Gosh.
We've moved on, Joique. But we need to move on from these taunting rules. And Art, I know you got, the video that you can throw up there. And for those of you watching on the YouTube channel, we're just kind of going through the highlights of taunting for the weekend, and no game was immune to it. The Houston-Cleveland game, we saw taunting, as we're watching it right now.
Oh, there's Joique Bell's ball spin.
Yeah, the Joique Bell ball spin.
Just like you did.
That was taunting.
Got a flag for it.
Yeah, that was taunting. Then there was this.
It's so soft.
In the Chargers-Cowboys game, this was taunting. He gets up to the guy's face and then start going back to the huddle. I don't know about that being taunting. Then there's this, where all he did was just kind of look down and flex up a little bit. Again, I'm looking at intent.
This is so soft, bro. Like, what are they doing to football?
They're going back to the huddle, man.
I got no problem when you make a play on the ball or you got 5 seconds and you're walking and
I think you got 3
you're not
seconds.
chasing a guy. You're engaging each other as you're going to your huddles. That's football to me,
That's
right?
football. This is what
how
they
many
want.
flags would I?
This is what they want to see. Play the clip real quick. This is what they want to see.
We have to explain it for the radio audience.
All right now. This is my son's game right here. They want to see catch a touchdown, don't celebrate. That's all they want to see. No celebration. They want to hand the ball back to the ref. That's all they want to see.
You want a whole bunch of berries.
It's not fun, man.
Future line player, by the way. Future line player right here, by the way. Let's take it from a different angle. Over the top. Could have let him a little bit more, but hey, we still made a play. Just hand the ball back to the ref. That's what they want to see. Just hand the ball back to the ref. That's what they want to see. It's no fun in that.
Wait, but now they allow touchdown celebrations and interceptions where you can throw a dance party in the end zone and stuff like this, but you can't. Like, I don't agree if your boy lights up a guy and then you go over and chirp him, that's taunting. But if it's two guys that are head to head and it's
they're going back
you look
to the
at
huddle.
Van Der Esch, you look at that play with Keenan Allen, those guys are going at each other all game. I mean, this isn't the first, right? So, I mean, you got to let, I don't know. You got to let it. In college, it's worse. In college, it's a joke. There was one in week 0. I still don't get that.
I don't either.
But in week 0, there was an interception return and nobody around, and the guy sort of high stepped it into the end zone, excited, and they called it back. I mean, it's just, I don't know, relax.
Yeah, and it does. It impairs the enjoyment. Yeah, and it impairs my enjoyment of the game because I like to be entertained. DJ Cuttercord says Deion Sanders. Right, one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously, he was incredible as a football player, but he entertained me. Even on draft day, when he had all the gold chains on and he told the Lions not to draft him. And he said, if the Lions draft me, I'll ask for so much money, they'll have to put me in layaway. I thought that was entertaining. And I wanted the Lions to take him anyway because he was going to change the franchise, like he did to Atlanta.
What did he do? Yeah. He talked the talk and walked it even more, right? He played double sports, Hall of Famer, whatever like this. Yeah, you like the flash, but you know what? If you can back it up, I mean...
He's one of the very few guys who was able to talk the way he talked and back it up.
I get it, but if you can do it, right... Then do it. Then both things can be true.
Let me give you a story about Deion Sanders, right? He would make business decisions when he was out there. He played. He didn't like tackling.
Right.
And so when Herman Moore would play against him, and this is a story from Herman, I hope he doesn't, I don't think he mind me telling it, but he said he'll be out there receiver, and he said, Deion talks so much. He said, he talks so much. I was like, man, just shut up and play. He said, hey, Herman, is this a run? Hey, just run me off. I want y'all to just run me off. He did not want to make. He didn't want to make no. He didn't want to make no tackles. hey, run me off. So that was pretty. I mean, could you imagine having him come to Detroit, having Herman Moore, Barry Sanders, and having Deion Sanders on the defensive side? Can you imagine that?
Hey, but to your point, though, like that's half the battle of taking a guy out is that you're chirping in his ear the whole time, and half of it doesn't have to be negative. You just be buddy, like, hey, buddy, like this. Oh, nice one.
Well, you
like
guys
this.
did that, right? Going back down the ice?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you crack a guy.
Right.
You let his guard down and run him.
Who was the guy that Khabib was talking to when he was like, he had him down on the ground? He said, I had to fight for the championship while he was beating
That was Michael Johnson. That was when he had him in the corner and he was saying, "I deserve this belt." That was Michael Johnson.
I deserve this belt.
Yeah.
Hit him in his face. I deserve it. I deserve it. And then he hit him about another 3 or 4 more shots, and the whole crowd saw it. He said, "Listen, even the crowd agrees."
Yeah. But here's the thing, DMac, like you coming from hockey, like chirping that's taunting. That's the way of life.
It's the art of chirping, art of combat.
Well, when I first started, when you and I first started talking, I wanted to make sure that you had gone to YouTube and watched the highlights of NHL chirping, and he got me into the juniors, and he's like, dude, the NHL chirping is something. The juniors is a whole nother level.
Because think about it, you're not an adult, so there's no governor. Like, I mean, you got your family, like what is the old adage? Don't you talk about my mom? Really? That's the first thing that comes up is your mom and junior. Like, I mean, that's where you learn to be savage.
But to me, like T.O. going in the center, everyone knows that moment. Like, sure, that's taunting.
And how entertaining was that?
That was beautiful because I love that's why I love UFC, because it's the combination of everything that's great about wrestling with the trash talk and there's actual fighting. I love it. It makes the sport better. It just does.
So you're a big fan of the Conor McGregor
I love
Gun Kelly stuff?
I love it. I love all of it. I'm there for all of it, man.
He knows, dude. I just gotta go. Okay, nice job, kid.
Yep. His whiskey's not good.
It's just all about trying to get the image. He can't fight anymore, but now, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see, like, Conor McGregor enter in the wrestling world or something like that.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, his whiskey's not good, but he's entertaining.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's not.
That's not good.
It's improper?
Yeah. Improper 12 would be, that's pretty good, D-Mac. Good on you. Khalil says it's a physical sport. How the hell can't you talk smack? And Ruben says this, and I've said this to you, Joique, many, many times. You can't remove emotion from a game that is full of emotion. And for those that don't know, Joique, I've said this to you time and time again. When you step across that line on Sunday at 1 o'clock, when you step across that line, you go to a different place that the normal person can't even comprehend. What you have to do to play, what you have to do to compete, what you have to do to survive, to win that. It's a gladiator battle you're going out there.
There's no friends. It's funny because you'll play against your guys and you still have sportsmanship depending on who you're playing. All right, depending on who you're playing.
Yeah, that sometimes.
Right, sometimes. Divisional games are always going to be a little bit more intense because of just the nature and the history and the tradition of whatever team you're playing for. So that's going to be different. But going into each game, it's a different mindset. You have to make sure you're in that mindset. Whatever routine you have going into each game, you need to continue that routine day in, day out. Being consistent, that's one thing about being a pro. Right? I had one thing that I did before every game. Me and my mom prayed before every single game, from high school to college to the NFL. That was a must. And then if I couldn't get a hold of her because my service was bad, she'll leave me a prayer on my voicemail. I would listen to my voice. That was like a thing I did religiously before every game.
Literally religiously.
Yeah, every game.
Here's the thing.
Pun intended. And so whatever mindset you had to go into, and then I would go out there and I would want to hurt people. All for the glory.
The problem is that a lot of times sport is governed by a observer's eye, not by a competitor's eye, right? Because you have to
no
go
frame
to
of
different,
reference,
right? Dude, when I step on the ice, I'm a different person. A lot of the same thing, but it's the same thing as stepping in a ring, stepping on a court, stepping on a field, on the ice rink. To be the player, especially professionally, right? You got to get into that mindset because you got to do things differently. So you're not thinking, right? Like emotionally, like it would be, you're going to worry about the repercussions later, right? But you're sticking up for your team, or you're going to play hard with that team. And like to Joique's point, as far as the respect, there is that respect until that line's crossed, right? You play as hard against your opponent and you have that competitive respect until somebody breaks that, and then you go from there. And that's what I don't think outsiders, meaning people that haven't played a sport or have been in that competition at that level, can understand, because that's when, for lack of a better term, we go to our own life or death, right? Because this is who you have been. This is the character,
right?
The person you've worked for your whole life. So no one's taking it away from you. And at different times, that the emotion can come out in that game. And I think that's what we see, especially in NFL football.
Yeah, there is no question about it. It's a different level that you have to get to. And a lot of times I just don't think that people understand that. And you can't just shut that off, like after a play happens. Is that right, Joique, me to say? Like you can't have everything on the line emotionally and be that wound up. Make the play that you were looking for and then just instantly shut that off. Right? I mean, that's hard to do.
No, to flip a switch?
Yeah.
Some guys have it.
But not everyone.
Not everyone. Some guys has it. Like,
it's part of the gorilla.
All right, no, you don't.
Right? It's part of the gorilla.
Okay. It's part of that gorilla. It's part of that gorilla. It's part of that gorilla.
Not every guy has
not
gorilla.
every guy. Let me see. Who's the guy that I know who can flip a switch? Like GT.
You just met
Golden Tate's one of the guys that can flip a switch. All right. All of a sudden, just boom, take it, make a move. I mean, a Yak King.
I feel like Marshawn Lynch could too. Like Lynch is somebody that could just put it on.
But like I think his stays on
all the time. Yeah,
his stays on all the time.
That's how many skills.
But I'm pretty sure he probably could. I'm pretty sure he probably could. But he ran across my mind. But like when I played with him, he was just always. I remember when I played with him, I was a rookie. We were playing in Buffalo. We were having a walkthrough. And even the walkthrough had his weight vest on. We'll talk. He said, "Listen, I don't care what they say about me." He said, "No matter what they say about me, regardless." Any coach, any front office guy, they can't say I don't work hard. They'll never be able to say that. And that's how that's just how he was. And so he was always, he had his routine. He came in, he busted his butt, he worked, and then it showed on the field. And so, but like Golden Tate is a guy who can flip a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in the betting world, what do you think? What do you think should be your routine, Art?
Probably checking out BetQL. I mean, that would be my routine.
You don't got BetQL already?
Well, I wanted Neal to tell me all about it before I decided.
I will, because if you want to get an advantage over your sportsbook, you need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. The Best Bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why, DMac, why. The why you should place the bet. BetQL's Best Bets algorithm went 13-2 on 5-star bets for the week 1 of the NFL season between Thursday and Sunday. Their platform has all the data, all the analytics you would ever need for all of your own betting research purposes. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. Head to try.betql.com/WSN to get started now. You can enter the disc code WSN at payment checkout for 25% off their subscription offerings, or check out their special offer in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbook this football season with BetQL.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America, Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy on a Tuesday. The fallout from Monday Night Football, Lions fall. My name is Neal Ruhl. He's Joique Bell. DMac, Darren McCarty in the house. Fish is in the bowl. Art, the streets of Flint claim him as his own. He is.
Can we get a Fish? Can we get a couple words? Just say hello, because the people in the chat are worried. They think because Art bailed on your limo that they were worried that
there was a rift between
you two. Just tell
two.
everybody you're okay. You're just disappointed and you thought you had a friend in Art, but true colors.
No, it's still a friend. It's just disappointing that he decided that 0-2 was the end, even though there's 17 games last time I checked. And last time I checked, 0-2 does not mean you're mathematically out of the playoffs.
Fisher could be
stats that show that.
What's the stat?
Now you know how all the
What are
females in Art's
statistics
life
of
feels.
team
Disappointed,
starting 0-2 and finishing.
Yet he leaves them to go.
Probably like 20%. I would say it's around 20%, 18%. 0-2, yes, probably around 20 to 18%. It can't be any lower than that. It's not going to be any higher than that. Okay, you can me all you want, but I can Google it right now.
Google it right now.
I will do it right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a trick question because it's never been a 17 weeks.
Okay, but 16, 0-2, you can still have 0-2 in 16 games.
You can't go 10-7 in 16 games.
I know that.
Okay.
But you can go 0-2 in a 16 and a 17
Aren't you so
game
glad
season.
you started
Maths.
this? Darren knows exactly what he did. All he had to do was just turn it just a little bit, and then it just keeps going and going and going.
You knew it would end up like this.
Yeah, it's never
just like you and your reproductive system.
Yep,
just keeps on giving, giving and giving. What are we up to, 9
Here's
now?
a riddle. This is an easy
Congratulations
riddle.
on the new one.
This is an easy riddle. Raise your hand. If a rooster laid an egg in the middle
Raise
of the
our hand. Are we
roof,
in class now?
Rooster can't lay eggs, bro.
there we go.
It's like if a plane crashed on the right in the border of the U.S. and Canada. Where do you bury the survivors?
You don't bury the survivors.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you had 100 pounds of bricks and 100 pounds of feathers, which one would be heavier?
It's both 100 pounds.
Hey, I got one. There's 2 fish in a tank, and the one fish says to the other fish, "Hey, do you know how to drive this thing?"
Yeah.
You know, art is always that one person just throws.
Takes it too far.
Come on, that was
doesn't
good.
take it
'cause it's a
100%.
tank. Okay, come on. I'm just
Hey, Joique, here's a question.
I always had a problem fitting
Joique,
in.
and you can choose to not respond. You can.
12%.
You can choose to not respond.
12%. Thank you.
12% of the teams.
I thought it was lower than 20.
18 to 20% is around 12. It's closer than your stat of 0.
I didn't say 0. I didn't say 0%.
Well, you said it's never been done.
I said it's never been done.
Yeah, 12.
Which I said haven't been done.
Oh my God.
Hasn't been done.
Yes, it has been done. I just gave you the stat.
12%.
I just gave you the stat.
What team did
12%.
You people on the chat thread asked for this, so here you go. Enjoy.
Fish out of nowhere.
You're welcome.
Cowboys, Patriots, and Packers. And the Patriots, by the way, in 2001 won the Super Bowl. So, 2001, 2021.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
20 years on.
Oh, that was great.
Patriots, Lions.
He's still going.
0-2. They won the Super Bowl. Lions,
Fish,
Super
let me
Bowl.
tell you, I'm already making the appointment to get my Lions limo tattoo that's on fire and in flames. It's done. It's over,
Don't,
buddy.
because I see the Patriots won in 2020 or 2001. And we're 20 years out from that.
You talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks ever played?
Yeah, he's talking about Jared Goff, right?
Ever played?
Back in 2000,
with the Hall of Fame coach.
Back in 2001, people didn't know Tom Brady was the greatest
I didn't
of all
know
time.
Jared
Now
Goff
they
played
do.
for the Patriots.
Hey, it was destined.
All I know is when it's
he
the
knew.
end of the
Just like Jared
Armageddon,
Goff
end of the
probably
world,
thinks
I
he's
wanna
the
be
best.
standing
How
beside
many
Fish,
Super Bowls does he
'cause
have?
I don't think that media
He
is
has 0, but he's been to
Why
one.
go right over it?
How many does Tom Brady have?
Jared Goff hasn't been to 10. Ding ding, he's been to 1.
Listen,
That's not what
and
I'm
he's
saying.
younger.
In
Time out.
2001,
Yes.
they went to the Super Bowl with who?
They went to Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
And what year was he drafted?
2000, 99, 99, whatever year it was.
All
He
right.
was only 2 or 3. He was
how
only
many
2
years
or
did he play
3
before he won the
years.
Super Bowl?
Brady or Goff?
He did. Goff hasn't won the Super Bowl. So what do you think I'm talking about?
They were about the same amount of time in terms of winning the Super Bowl.
No, it wasn't.
Brady
He hasn't won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
Brady was about 2 to 4 years into his career
No,
before
he
he won the
was
Super Bowl.
not.
Goff was 2 to 3 years into
Neal,
winning
this
his
is a
Super
whole
Bowl.
segment.
But did he
This
win,
is
though?
the whole segment.
No, he
Neal.
made it to
All
it.
right, he lost, so he
Yeah,
didn't win.
so he's got a chance this year,
All right,
0-2.
So don't compare Goff to Brady. You can't do that.
Well, when it happens,
But when
there
it
you go.
happened, he won the Super Bowl.
Take it to 1, boys. Take it to 1 o'clock.
Keep going, guys.
When he gets his 7th title, I'm going to compare him.
Yeah, when he gets 5. When he gets 5.
DMac, I hope you're happy with what you created. The people you
I'm
asked for
very
this, I hope
happy.
you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, Art. That's
I gotta
what
say
do.
this: the Lions limo is on fire, and Fish is still in the trunk. He's waiting it out. Fish, I love you, man. Never change. Never change.
Never
Oh my
change.
gosh.
All right, Joique. There's a topic brewing in the chat thread. Would Tom Brady have won a Super Bowl with the Lions?
Yeah, for sure.
What?
What?
Now,
Yeah,
here's one,
the gorilla
Joique.
year, 14.
Joique, now this look,
What
you
year?
can
What
tap
year?
out.
What year?
Hold on. Here's where it gets good.
Okay.
You can tap out of this. Okay. Chuck wants to know: would Tom Brady have won the Super Bowl with that 2014 Lions team? With a historically great
so
defense.
what you're saying is that the difference between winning or losing was the quarterback in 2014.
No,
Is that
that's-
what you're asking, Joint?
You have to ask Chuck. I don't know.
Chuck,
I'm just
is that what we're asking?
I want you guys to understand this.
Brady
'Cause
with
it's deep.
Megatron in that defense.
Listen, it's deeper than that, right? Because Matthew Stafford and Tom Brady are two different quarterbacks. Tom Brady does not have Matthew Stafford arm talent, arm strength, And as far as playmaking ability, no.
Okay, I'll go back down. I'm sorry.
Go back down. And as far as leadership, Tom Brady has different type of leadership that probably would have took this team to another level. Not saying that Matthew Stafford didn't have leadership, but Tom Brady was more vocal. He was more vocal, and he would probably have some type of say-so in the guys that came into the organization. And when I say that, I'm speaking on what he did in Tampa when he brought Antonio Brown.
But that was 2021.
Now you think he doesn't have any? You think he doesn't have any say-so in bringing Richard Sherman and for a workout? You think he didn't have any say-so in that?
No, I do, but we're talking 2014, so we got to say 2014 Tom Brady, not 2021 Tom Brady. 2021 Tampa Tom Brady, definitely. I don't know at the time. Yeah, he was winning Super Bowls, but you bring up a great point. I mean, go play it back in Madden, Tom Mazaway, and replay it with Stafford. Do the lineup and see. But I mean, those are the greatest sports. What ifs, right? What ifs? Like Tom Brady today, what he did in Tampa, with the way that he influenced the organization, coming here in 2014 to be the quarterback to plug into what we talked about, the D and the off.
I say you take that
20. That's ifs and buts, man. I mean, it sounds good because we didn't win, and if that's the difference. But I think it was, like you said, bigger than that on bigger.
All right, you keep that. You give us the coaching staff that we have now. You put it on the 2014 lines. I say we win. We win it all.
There you have it.
There you go. So it's not the quarterback, it's the coaching staff.
I would say, and not because our coaching staff was bad. I would say because these are guys who play.
Yes.
Who we can relate to more, and keep Caldwell as the head coach and bring in the other coaches. That's what I would say. And I like Cam as a coach so far. But you give us that coaching staff they have now. All the assistant coaches that we have now, and put them on the 2014 team.
That makes more sense. That makes total sense as far as because Coach Caldwell to keep the bubble on it, but because you guys had leadership on the team and everybody had gorillas every which way, and you needed to have the accountability of maybe some guys that had played the position before, right?
You know, that's what it was. We bring in that O-line. I'll probably keep my 2014 guard and Rob Sims. We'll have Penny Sewell.
Big Rob.
We have Frank Ragnoff at the center. I like L.A. I don't think Adrian Waddle. I like them too at right tackle, but I don't know. I need to see what Decker does when he come back at that right tackle. You get what I just did there?
I see what you just did. We're gonna take our final break. When we come back, I have a question about Richard Sherman with Tom Brady that I want answered when we return. We're coming down the stretch. It's Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network.
But before we go, I want to keep that right guard. And speaking of guard, have I told you about Guardian Alarm? Guardian Alarm gets it. A good defense on and off the field helps you to feel secure. Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe, all with 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also has convenient features that let you check in on your home, control your lights and your temperature, detect smoke or carbon monoxide. It will even let you lock your door from wherever you are in the world. Call 800-STAY-OUT today. That's 800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe and sound, just like the Lions offensive line when we're running the ball. Stay tuned with Sports.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 five-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, DMac, Darren McCarty in the house right here, Woodward Sports Network. But this whole thing, just kind of spun off the fact that we were talking about and going to talk about that Richard Sherman has been contacted by the Bucs, and as of right now, I don't believe that there has been a contract offered or signed or anything like that. But we know who, as you just said, Joique, like we know where the authorization came from for that. So my question is, Tom Brady very clearly has a GM role on the Bucs. You look at the Antonio Brown situation; he went to bat for him. That's why AB is there. You look at this Richard Sherman situation. Why isn't that a negative on Brady though? The same way that it is with like LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like, oh well, LeBron's the GM and he makes all the moves and everything like that. Well, Brady's doing the same thing here.
Yeah, but Brady's team guy.
I don't understand. Because I guess it's less. I guess because there's less players on the court, and so probably what they're thinking or probably what they're saying is, hey, listen, he's trying to build a super team. I don't know how you build a super team in the NFL. I don't.
Well, I mean, they got a good recipe going. Everyone gets $3 million a year. That's Sue and Antonio Brown.
All these guys are not long in the tooth, but they've been around and they know whether it might not be money, but they might want to win. Tom Brady's the epitome of winning as far as giving the money back, as far as being part of the winner, not having to do that. So when you compare him to LeBron, I think the motivation is differently. He wants to collect rings. LeBron does too, but in his way, right? And Tom
wants to do it in his way.
With the guys we're talking about, the Antonio Browns, the guys that are sort of on the outside looking in, Richard Sherman getting his mental issues taken care of, but a guy that's been around. So if Tom Brady sees as sort of his GM, but what makes that team better, he's going to go out and say something. And the beauty is that Bruce Arians and the Tampa Bay organization, from the beginning last year, you felt that there was a power struggle, and then once it played out, I felt Bruce Arians going, okay, Tom, you're right, let's win, and now that's the conversation. So it's more second nature that a Richard Sherman would go and be brought up in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady and Gronk and what happened with Antonio Brown or whatever else. So and there's a comfort level as far as Richard Sherman's mentality personally and stuff going there that he's understood. So, there's a lot of things that play into it, and I think being the veteran helps in that aspect.
Yeah, and you are a good authority on that because you guys pretty much did the exact same thing when you bring in the Brett Halls and the Dominic Hasek's and the Chris Chelioses and all that stuff. You essentially did the same thing, but in hockey.
Pretty much, and you can make it work because you're buying in for the goal, right? And then all this stuff, whatever you bring outside of that, you sort of check it because it's about winning. And, with Richard Sherman signs, it's a one-year thing. It's to win now. I mean, obviously. So, I'd look at Tampa, and this tells me that, okay, Tom Brady thinks Richard Sherman has something left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's like player-coach Reggie Dunlop in Slapshot, except he's got more rings.
Yeah.
And a prettier wife.
And a prettier wife, exactly. But, for the Bucs, I mean, just going off of this year, Chris Godwin's the biggest cap hit on that team. That tells you all you need to know about how folks have bought in as far as Tom Brady and the Buccaneers go. It was just interesting, something that popped inside my head because, and I know the narrative, and I see on the YouTube chat thread that they're going back to the, LeBron's a whiny baby and all that kind of stuff, which that's fine. I understand that. Again, both things can be true. Like, he can be a great player.
Both things can be true, and I think that one of the things is what's exciting is Tampa Bay goes into the L.A. Rams, and we were talking about Stafford and Tom Brady earlier. Let's see what, they have in store. This will give us more of where the Rams are at, where Stafford's at with the Rams, what, effect Tampa has. But, doesn't seem like they're missing a beat. Gronk's catch touchdown passes. They're spreading the ball out everywhere.
101 touchdowns from Brady to Gronk, dude. That's Montana
Rice.
Like they're creeping on Montana.
Is that
a
lot
right
to
now.
A tight end?
That's a lot to anybody.
I was just saying.
I'm asking for a friend.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
No, but they're going to like Rice and Montana territory.
Yeah,
man.
I think that's. That's surpassed Stafford and Calvin.
Right.
Right. That's past Matty Ice and Julio Jones.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny. The crazy thing is, I didn't know that. I think that Julio Jones and Matty Ice had more connects than Matthew and Calvin Johnson. Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson. when they.
Well, they play more games in the playoffs, so
it might be true.
No, but it is. It's amazing. That number just, I knew it because I got to the 100. That number just hit me upside the head when I saw that during the broadcast. And I was like, damn.
Anytime they go from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 digits, you know what I mean? That gets your attention. But the consistency of that, and I mean,
we took a really long way today to say that Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are great.
Yeah,
it was a really long way.
Yeah,
but we circled back.
We're just reiterating. Yeah, they're good.
Hey, thanks for tapping in with Belize in the Bell today.
Who?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Big D.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
Big D Energy.
Thanks to everyone for interacting. Thanks for watching as well. For Joique Bell, Darren McCarty, Neal Ruhl. We'll talk to you later. Well,
Big D!
See you later.